The feds have dropped their investigation into a proposed Islamic compound. It's June 26, 2025, and these are your headlines. The U.S. Department of Justice has now dropped its civil rights investigation into a master-planned Muslim community in the DFW area. In a June 13th letter obtained by the Dallas Morning News, Epic City Developer Community Capital Partners was informed that the investigation was ending without any lawsuits or charges brought forward. Community Capital Partners was created by the East Plano Islamic Center, or EPIC, to oversee construction of this planned 402-acre development called Epic City, which was to be located approximately 40 minutes outside of Dallas. Federal law enforcement officials initiated their investigation earlier this year at the behest of Senator John Cornyn, who suggested that CCP could be violating the Civil Rights Act of 1968. Fair housing provisions in Titles 8 and 9 of the CRA prohibit discrimination in the sale, rental, and financing of houses based on race, religion, national origin, and sex. However, there do exist limited exemptions for religious organizations. Governor Greg Abbott has ordered 4 state agencies to probe CCP and the East Plano Islamic Center's project, specifically the Texas Rangers, the Workforce Commission, State Securities Board, and the Funeral Service Commission. Attorney General Ken Paxton's office is also still investigating Epic City regarding potential violations of Texas consumer protection laws. Now, despite Governor Abbott's claims that he has halted construction on Epic City, the project has not yet begun development. A coalition of self-described religious leaders in North Texas have filed a lawsuit challenging the newly passed law requiring the Ten Commandments to be visible in government school classrooms. The lawsuit, which was filed with the U.S. District Court of Northern Texas, challenges Senate Bill 10, which requires the Ten Commandments to be clearly displayed in classrooms of government-run schools. The new law is set to take effect on September 1st of this year. Plaintiffs include Christian pastors, Islamic leaders, and parents from Dallas ISD, among others. One of the case's plaintiffs, Dominique Alexander, the president of Next Generation Action Network, was involved in funding the 2020 George Floyd protests turned riots in Dallas. In the lawsuit, plaintiffs argue that SB 10 violates the U.S. Constitution's Establishment and Free Exercise clauses, as well as the Freedom of Worship clause in the Texas Constitution. Additionally, the plaintiffs state that the law undermines parental rights because the proposal would infringe on their rights to teach their children family-held religious beliefs. The lawsuit was filed only 4 days after SB 10 was signed into law. A similar law passed in Louisiana has also been tied up in the courts.
What are the important things out there in Texas politics and Texas news that matter to you, and what can you do about it? That's what we want to bring you with the Luke Macias Show on a weekly basis for 20 to 30 minutes. That way you can get the information and go do something for the rest of your week. I look forward to coming to you every Wednesday.
Governor Abbott has signed into law a measure allowing Texans to use precious metals in day-to-day financial transactions, despite the objections from banking lobbyists. House Bill 1056 by Representative Mark DeRazio allows Texans to deposit precious metals with the Texas Bullion Depository in Leander and use a debit card system for purchases similar to traditional currency. It invokes a frequently overlooked provision in the U.S. Constitution that permits the comptroller to authorize the use of gold and silver as currency. Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution states that no state shall coin money, emit bills of credit, or make anything but gold and silver coin a tender and payment of debts. Under the new law, the comptroller's office will contract with a debit card provider to facilitate transactions. Texans will be able to deposit gold or silver into their accounts, and the debit card will convert those holdings into dollar amounts at the point of sale. While specific details like transaction fees and merchant participation are still being developed, the system is expected to function much like a standard debit card. The law is set to take effect on May 1st of 2027. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.